Okay, the Wolf. Probably pushing 900 at the rear wheels. That would be well over 1,000 at the crank. Somewhere in like the 1,050, 1,075, maybe 1,100. So this used to be Zilla. It's in various states of disarray right now.
So we're getting a lot of things fixed. I mean, this had separated a little bit. They've welded that up. Man, that's too loud. That is just way too loud. I know we've left you hanging, guys. I know you want to know what happened to Brad's truck, the Wolf. We're going to show you exactly what happened and what's being done about it in this video.
And Sam blew his truck, the Hammer, behind us up. We're going to tell you where that stands today, little issue he's still having, and kind of what he's going to do to fix that, why it's out of pretty much operation for being able to race right now.
It's been 6 months since Brad wrecked his GT500, used to be Zilla. We still don't have it back.
It ain't Zilla no more. We're going to show you that in this video. We did have our 96 Bronco ready to do a ton of videos with. We're going to show you those parts right over here in just a second, but it's in the body shop and we're getting a ton of body work on that. So we're going to show you all the things we're fixing on that in this video as well.
Being in the YouTube business and not having any vehicles to drive, it sucks, guys.
This video is all about everything that's happened to get us to this point.
So if you missed the video, you need to go watch it, guys. It's the story of what happened to the motor in my truck back here. It was a bad part inside of the Whipple that caused some coolant to leak in there, and we blew my engine. I mean, if you want all the details, you're gonna have to go watch that other video. The good news is it's back and it runs. The problem is in the meantime, I threw on long tube headers, and I also put these little rinky-dink cats on, and I'm not having such success with these. First of all, the kit that I bought is 2M Fabrication, and I know a lot of you guys have love-hate relationship with them. Guys, they make decent headers. They're not as expensive. They're probably 2 to 3 times cheaper than what you're going to pay for another company, but they're just as good. Are there some fitment issues from some people? Yeah, there is. But these went on just fine. As far as these cats that they sell with them, man, I wouldn't wish these on my worst enemy. They're just not that good. So I'm having problems with emissions codes, and I knew I would. I knew I would with these. I've tried defowlers, I've tried a lot of things. I'm gonna show you guys on the fitment, the pipe that butted up to this was long enough that it was making contact, and you can see that my catalytic converter was gonna go in this thing pretty quick. And for some reason, I just sit there one night and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to get rid of those cats and put something good on there before I have more issues in the future. So what I'm gonna do is look at getting some GESI cats. I've been talking with Boosted F150 and seeing what he's running on his truck with great success. So we're gonna start looking at that right now. Right now, I just took these out so I didn't have any problems. A lot of you guys in the comments have been asking, how are you running headers and, you know, either high performance cats or catless on a 21 F150 with a Whipple, and how does that work? Guys, we're gonna figure this out with you. Right now, we still don't know how to make it work seamlessly. You know, we're gonna be working on that solution. But right now it's kind of hit or miss. You do still have some codes. I wouldn't recommend it right now. We're gonna have a video on the solution for this very soon, so make sure you subscribe. A lot of trial and error, and we'll take you guys on that journey. And one last thing, yes, this truck is super loud right now. When we put the long tubes on, it's catless at this moment, and we've got, hold on. Basically, I'm running one of these. This is my exhaust system right now. This is an extra one I've got. That's all that's on this truck right now, and it is obnoxiously loud. I feel bad for my neighbors right now. They don't feel bad for me, they want to kill me. We do have an exhaust system coming for this thing. We've teamed up with Corsa Exhaust. They're releasing their new 21 kits very soon, and we're gonna be one of the first to get a kit. We're gonna get that on there, and we'll see where it takes us. time next to me.
Okay, the Wolf. So last time you saw this truck on the channel, we were at the track having a great night, about to race some of the fastest stuff there, hopefully gonna take it down, and sprung a pretty big oil leak. We're kind of screwed up now. We're gonna show you what's happening. So we're dripping pretty good. That's good old black gold. You can see a little trail there. We couldn't get this thing up off the ground because it's like 1.5 inches off the ground in the front, so there's no way we could get under there. We drove it straight over to RM Motorworks. That's where we're at right now. And if we'd have just, I guess, had more experience racing, we would have known to check the oil filter. Oil filter had backed off, so I guess every time we started it up or set for a little bit, it was spitting some out, and it was enough to create a pretty big sized puddle. We needed an oil change anyway, so we got it over to RM. They checked everything out, found that's what it was. Obviously replaced the oil filter, changed the oil. It was about that time. And then we just left it here because we had another upgrade we wanted to do that was coming in a day or two. So a lot of guys are running an EMP Stewart pump for an aftermarket pump to flow more coolant through your supercharger system. We actually are zagging a little bit. We're having a lot of trouble getting that. A lot of people are right now. We do have a forced induction interchiller system on here. We went with a Pierberg CWA 400 pump. It has bigger openings on it than what our AN system is. So we're having to have RM Motorworks actually make a custom piece to be able to take that pump down in size to fit up with the rest of our system so that the whole system can stay AN. If you've watched our videos for a while and you've made it this far into this one, you already know like the cooling system on this thing's bonkers. This basically just helps us flow a lot more coolant volume through. We've increased the volume in the system. This will just pump it a lot faster, and the reason that is something we need to do on a race truck like this, or a street truck that we take to the drag strip or go to Mexico with, we want to get to the end of a 1/4 mile and still be running cold coolant through the top of the supercharger so that we're getting the coldest IATs, intake air temperatures, so that we don't lose power at the end of a 1/4 mile run. Who knows how much longer this engine's going to hold at its current power level. It's not been back on the dyno in a while since we made several upgrades. It's probably pushing 900 at the rear wheels. That would be well over 1,000 at the crank. Somewhere in like the 1,050, 1,075, maybe 1,100. We're on a stock bottom end with a built transmission. We've got stock drive shafts, some upgrades in the rear diff. I hope it doesn't let loose, but we didn't want to rush back out and do another video with this racing without making that next modification, this upgraded pump. But I expect that we'll be back on the track with this pretty soon, hopefully running some faster times, hopefully getting to a 1/4 mile track as well. So this used to be Zilla. It's in various states of disarray right now. We just took a little walk around and kind of got the update, but here's where I'm at with this thing. October 7th of 21 is when we got hit in the rear end. Not our fault, bad situation. Done videos on that, you may have already seen them. Did a lot of damage. I think it's gonna be right around $15,000 in the end. A lot of people hated on it and said, oh, that's nothing, that's just a fender pop, blah, 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 blah. It bent some stuff up in the rear, so it kind of sucks. The guy that hit me didn't have insurance. Can't go after him. Exhausted all resources there. I have $5,000 deductibles because we've got like 6 cars on the channel, and I don't want to pay a gob in insurance. So I had to pay the $5,000 deductible. 2 months later, around December 7th, we got the car in here in the shop. It's been a nightmare getting parts. We're now right here around April 7th-ish, when we're going to actually have all the parts in, hopefully, if everything goes right. So we may get this thing back from the time it got wrecked to better and fixed 6 to 7 months later, and I've been making payments on it the whole time. It sucks to not be able to make content with this. You can see the wraps half on, half off. It'll be all the way off. It'll get Kona blue straps put back on it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to trade this thing. I'm probably going to go get a GT500 with the comfort seats. I don't know what's going to happen financially to be able to make all that happen, but it doesn't appear that you guys like watching videos of us doing stuff with the stock GT500. We just used it to race against our trucks and our C8 Vet when we had that, and the GT350, and it was cool to have something stock. But it seems like you guys like to watch when we actually mod these things out. So That's going to happen on the GT500 that we trade for with comfort seats. I just don't want to drop money in this and make it not stock when I know I really want those comfort seat long term. Got a big old wide booty. Need my booty to fit in there real good, because I want a GT500 long term. I think this is the best Mustang that has ever been made, and so we're going to make it awesome and do a full build out on whatever we trade this for, if we can ever get this back, see what it's worth, and be able to make a trade situation, you know, not kill me financially. So this back rear quarter panel did have to be painted. It's out of paint now. What the holdup has been is a bunch of parts on the very back bumper, some stuff inside, some stuff outside that they had to get, and they're still waiting on one of these. And that's all I like at this point, to be able to have all this put back together and be able to move on from what's turned out to be a terrible situation financially. Them's the brakes.
Our 96 Bronco, the Juice, what's up with it? Well, it's over at the body shop right now. We're having some work done to it. You guys are gonna like that. We're gonna take you to the body shop, show it to you, and see the progress that's being made on it here in just a second. But first, I'm gonna show you all these parts. Guys, we're about to hit a lick on the restoration of the Juice. And as you can see, we've got Corbeau seats. We've got seat brackets that go with these Corbeau seats to make it fit, bolts right up in a Bronco. We've got new carpet, front, rear, and tailgate carpet. This is a trim piece for in the back. We've got all kinds of sound deadening material. We've got the glue in style. We're gonna put that everywhere in the truck. We've got a new steering shaft that's gonna be put in. That's gonna go with our redhead steering gear. We're gonna get rid of all that slop in the steering that you guys have. We've got a new washer reservoir. Of course, ours is cracked and broken, and as soon as you pour some in, it hits the ground. We've got all new rubber door seals, tailgate seals. We got new mirrors, nice and black. Don't have to do any wrapping or anything. These are gonna look clean on the Bronco. We even bought the little handles for the swing out windows on the front. Oh yeah, we've got new window glass for the rear that we're gonna put in, and new seals. Guys, we've got all kinds of stuff on order. We're gonna do new door panels. Guys, after this video, go check out the Build Series playlist for the 96 Bronco, and you can see what we've done so far. So we're here at the body shop, and we've got the Juice in here, having a little work done, a little nip tuck, you know. We had a lot of dings that we're having patched. We just made a command decision. We are gonna take the badges and we're gonna delete them, so we're gonna have them fill this in as well. We found a few dings in here. We had some bad clear coat on this door. So we're gonna basically come in here and repaint everything from here down.
Gotta get the hood painted.
Also gonna throw, yeah, the hood's got some rash right in here. I don't know what happened. It looks like somebody did some grinding or something at some point near this thing and chipped it all up. Not exactly sure, but we're gonna get rid of that. Right in here is where our decision to start doing some work on this all started. We had to do a little patch panel here and here. We had a little rust section I guess you guys have seen right in here. So that's all gonna be gone. Back in here we had a few dings, and the bumper had come up into this panel a little bit. So we've got all this gonna be slicked down. Nice new paint down through here. If you wanna see our video on this complete paint process, that's gonna be in our Bronco playlist as soon as it's ready. So once we started looking at everything, the tailgate had a lot of dents. It had a big dent here, a couple little dents there. Right here, the ball on the bumper was hitting and had put a few dings in. So we're getting a lot of things fixed. I mean, this had separated a little bit. They've welded that up and are gonna have that looking nice and neat. We also deleted the places where the tire holder bolts were. They were here, you know, there was quite a few of them, and we're not gonna put a tire holder back on this thing, so we had them smooth those out as well. This side was a little cleaner. There were a few door dings where somebody had opened the car door into something. And of course, up here, we had a pretty good ding in this front fender right here. They're taking care of that as well. So, I mean, what we're doing is getting rid of all those dents. We're cleaning up the paint job. We're not gonna do a complete job. We're not painting the roof and everything. We are going to come in here and try to paint panels only.
This build started out as, let's buy something not very expensive and then let's go like hardcore off-road with it. Well, we didn't pay very much for it, and then the new Bronco came out and the price just spiked on it. And we love bringing stuff back to life, doing mods. It's the oldest thing we've got. It's the only old thing we've got. Everything else on the channel is a newer vehicle. It's too nice to go crazy in. We're gonna probably buy something to slot down there that's just way rougher. But this is turning out to be something that we're making an awesome daily driver that we can go off-roading in. It's probably getting more resto modded instead of restored, because the custom console we're gonna build is gonna blow your mind. We're probably gonna wrap this with something just crazy, but it's going to more of a build an awesome vehicle that you wanna drive every day. So I get more excited about this build as time goes, and it's not what we originally started out to do, but I guess that's kind of everything on the channel. I didn't think that my truck would be running low tens when we started. It was like leveled, but here we are. A couple other things we broke in addition. My wife caught a log off a log truck into her Navigator, had that in the shop, got it fixed. Sam's like rear-ended somebody in his wife's SUV while all his stuff was down. He was driving her stuff because his stuff was down. Dad's 2019 F150 King Ranch with the EcoBoost in it needs to go in for the third cam phaser recall situation, whatever that is, and that's a vehicle we've been borrowing while everything's been down. So we've seemed to break everything lately.
Guys, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get everything back to working order on the channel very soon. We got another video right here for you to watch, or there's plenty of them to pick from down in the description. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.